Each of the 774 local government areas in the country will be allotted 1,000 slots. I am pleased to report that this program has commenced.
I know the program that 1,000 must come from each local government.
As we are committed to taking responsibility and making the right as it were, whatever we do our trust.
The coronavirus pandemic is an ongoing global health emergency. It has so far had significant social and economic implications in almost all countries of the world. The International Labour Organization (ILO) estimates that the impact of COVID-19 on the world of work will be devastating, as full or partial lockdown measures have affected almost 2.7 billion workers globally. One of the economic consequences of the health crisis is increasing poverty due to the restrictions on the movement of people, goods, and services. Certain sections of the labor pool are disproportionately affected. These include the underemployed and the working poor in the informal sector of the economy, who have low-paying jobs and lack social protection. Casual workers fall among the extremely vulnerable, as their wages depend on their daily attendance or production, and they are usually not compensated when their work reduces or stops, even for circumstances beyond their control. Governments the world over have been announcing far-reaching financial support measures to limit the immediate economic fallout of the coronavirus pandemic. New macroeconomic policies are being introduced to alleviate the negative impacts of the crisis, including economic stimulus packages to boost income, consumption, and economic recovery. Arising from the need and desire to create massive job opportunities at the lowest rung of the economy, as well as to maintain critical public and social infrastructure at the rural base of the economy, President Muhammadu Buhari approved the adoption and integration of the Special Public Works Program into the Nigerian economy.
As part of the strategy to create jobs in reducing the effect of COVID-19 on our youth, I directed the employment of 774,000 Nigerians. These youth will be engaged in Special Public Works Program aimed at cushioning the effects of economic downturn. Each of the 774 local government areas in the country will be allotted 1,000 slots.
The pilot scheme of the Special Public Work Program was implemented in 5 local government areas in 8 states, namely Adamawa, Kwara, Ebonyi, Edo, Ekiti, Jigawa, Katsina, and Borno.
Flag of today is one of the programs approved by President Muhammadu Buhari to ensure that the very, very poor people at the bottom of the social ladder, they experience the good things of life. And so, when this program came here to Borno State, Professor Zulum did not waste time. The first local government he nominated was Damboa.
I'm highly delighted to welcome the Honorable Minister of State, Honorable Festus Kayamu San, to Borno State. Honorable Minister, I salute your courage and fearlessness to come to Borno in spite of all the exaggerated security report being circulated all over. And therefore, the government of Borno State as well as the people of Borno State We remain eternally grateful to the ministry under the leadership of the Minister of State, Mr. Festus Kayamo, as well as the leadership of the National Directorate of Employment for choosing for us and in particular the war for this launching of the project in one state.
There are lots of young people who need to be employed. That is why we are very happy that these disturbing statistics also disturb the president. And every time I've had the opportunity to be with him, to talk with him, the two things he always emphasizes. One, education. Two, jobs.
On Monday, 6th April 2020, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, announced that the President had approved the extension of the program to the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory as a means of mitigating the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy.
Mr. President has now approved that this program be extended to all 36 states and the FCT. The time frame for the implementation of this program will be determined by the MDAs that are responsible for the various pockets of programs that are agreed on.
The program is also expected to meet modest stipends for 774,000 itinerant workers to undertake road rehabilitation, social housing construction, urban and rural sanitation, health extension, and other critical services.
The National Directorate of Employment in the last 3 decades has remained in the forefront in the fight against poverty and joblessness. One of the core mandates of the NDE is the exploration and promotion of the job creation potentials available within the public work sector.
President Buhari further directed the National Directorate of Employment to collaborate with other ministries that have rural components in their mandates. These include the Ministries of Health, Works and Housing, Environment, Water Resources, Agriculture, Transportation, Finance, Budget, and National Planning. The Honorable Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Festus Kayamo, SAN, in line with Section 16, Subsection 1 of the NDE Act, constituted state selection committees of the Special Public Works in each state of the Federation.
So there was an interministerial committee that recommended to me that we needed to form what they call local selection committees. Because the problem in this program will be, how do you determine those to participate? And how do you determine that there is a spread in such a way that all segments of society will have a sense of belonging to the program? Based on the recommendation, we now establish what they call the state selection committees. We did pretend to be in Abuja here, sit down in Abuja, and then determine for each state how they will go about selecting the participants. And 1,000 per local government is a huge number. You should realize that, very huge number. And so how do that here? So what we also did was to ensure that those state selection committees were multi-sectorial. Multi-sectorial because we wanted different segments of society, not just politicians, to benefit from the program. But we ensured that it was low enough so that ordinary Nigerians would benefit more. We also allocated for people who are true representatives of the people, who are the parliamentarians, who are governors, who are ministers. We gave them their different position slots to also recommend to us people to participate. So that was how we went about it. Mr. President approved all of the ideas we forwarded to him. I met Mr. President a couple of times on this issue, and he gave me the green light to go ahead. And that is how we started the implementation of the Expanded Special Public Works Program.
Several considerations and criteria were taken into cognizance in the constitution of the state selection committees, whose members include a chairman and vice chairman who shall be indigents or resident of the state coordinator of the NDE, to serve as secretary, one representative of the governor. Others are the state chairman of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs or his representative, the state chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria or his representative, the state chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers or his representative, the market women leader, 3 persons, one from each senatorial district representing the traditional institutions, and 2 persons, 1 male and 1 female from each of the senatorial districts. That is 6 persons representing prominent youth organizations in each state. The list also includes 1 representative of a prominent civil society organization and 2 representatives of some peculiar interests in each state. In addition, online technology has been developed for the use at supervision and monitoring of such a large-scale program. This includes a reliable tracking system for all human and material resource deployed, as well as a robust real-time monitoring system through online feedback from citizens.
I've heard people say, oh, what will 60,000 for 3 months do to Nigerians? They forget that the people we are targeting, they are not even the middle class. There's no government in history, and I want to say this in front of the camera, and that's why we must thank President Muhammadu Buhari for his pro-poor posture. There's no program, none in the history of Nigeria, that has targeted in a massive way the very poor, the poor of the poor, as the special public works program. None in the history of Nigeria. The people we are targeting are those who are unskilled labor, largely. Of course, we may have a sprinkling of those who are still skilled, but largely they are the unskilled labor.
Let me also acknowledge the determination, the doggedness and leadership of our Honorable Minister of State, whom without his determination, this particular activity wouldn't have been a reality. So we want to thank you for your leadership, and we want to assure you of our continuous support even as we go ahead in the implementation.
I think ever since Muhammadu Buhari administration came into being, there have been this one intervention program or the other. I've never been lucky to be enlisted in any of the programs until this one came, and I'm very lucky to be among the selected.
Because I get the job, and this job, for the first salary that they pay me, it helps me a lot. I don't even know that I will buy my baby's things. True.
Well, I'd like to say a very big thank you to President Muhammadu Buhari for this wonderful initiative. I've never experienced any government. I've been coming up with such ambitious program.
The money that was sent to us was very, very useful to us. Myself, I must speak on myself. As you can see, this glass I'm using, I just went for eye operation using that very money.
At least, before now, I've planned on what to do with this money when I receive it, right? When the money finally enter my account, I budget for what to do with the money.
Join us next week on ESPW Weekly as we focus on the implementation modalities of the Extended Special Public Works Program.